My name's Brett Charles and I'm a painter here in Cape Town, and this is my exhibition at Everard Read called Timber. When I started making paintings, they were all kind of figurative. I started using old photographs, and they were all black and white photos. That's kind of like brings out the monochromatic paintings. And it also was kind of the loss of color. So you'll see a lot of black and white and sepia in the paintings. Before I would use the photos and paint those images, and now I've started kind of using those photographs and adding on more photographs from other places and painting those. So they almost look like a collage or an assemblage of like memory. With a lot of the paintings, there might be like repeated figures. I've started repeating or adding other people into the paintings than before I would just like paint the same figure in a way. The materials that I use are often bitumen and roof paint, which is all kind of materials that you use to build a home, which is kind of what this exhibition is based off of, which is timber, meaning wood, or wood that you use to build a home, which is kind of a metaphor of building home or querying the home space. So I only started using bitumen because it was quite affordable at the time, and then it gave me like 3 colors to work with, like, because then it would make the cream, and then it would also make like this brown color. And it is just more about like using things that are like more accessible to me, something just down the road or something that's on the floor or on the street. These are like materials that people use to construct things, and that's obviously like man-run kind of business. By taking that and like making these things quite badly, I think I question that practice a lot. I'm also kind of querying that practice. The way that I've used the wood is camp. And camp for me is like quite a funny thing. It's more about like questioning sexuality and like being homosexual in that sense. That's when the masculinity comes in. And like working with like these hard materials, breaking them apart, using that as a metaphor of like becoming more sensitive or sensual. I think that's what I'm kind of questioning in my practice. A lot of the times I feel like a lot of people find the work quite erotic. I find it quite the opposite, because a lot of the nude men or like the way that they're holding each other isn't as like erotic, but more of like a loving touch or like a sad way of touching, I guess. All the penises that you would see are like flaccid, and I think that's what makes the work kind of sad, but it also makes it quite funny, and I think my work balances on like that happy, sad moment. Every exhibition I've had, it's all kind of autobiographical. So it's all based on like what's happening in my life at that moment. And normally I love to install an exhibition because I like to paint the walls black and then write on the walls, which was the best part of it. I see like a lot of the paintings as like notes or scribbles in a diary, or things that I've kind of thought of or passed through my mind. And I think a lot of the work is made spontaneously. So I would make the work very fast in case I forget to make what I needed to make at that time. And that's why I paint with the materials that I paint with, is because it's like easy, fast dry, and I can get my satisfaction quite fast. So in a sense, the painting is more of a feeling than like an actual event. They're more like scribbles or diary entries. They're very confessional, very personal in that sense.